Today I wanted to show you guys how I created this commercial B-roll hero video 30-second ad on a budget. First of all, I just want to say thank you to Off Court for sending me some of their performance body spray. It's basically aluminum-free, prebiotics, odor-absorbing, cruelty-free. It's like everything packed into one, and it smells really good. The white kind is actually my favorite smell, and my wife's favorite smell, if you're wondering. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link in the description below. Now for the video though, I was able to create that without a fancy backdrop. I didn't have a softbox with me. I didn't have a gimbal, an Edelkrone spinner, a slider. I didn't have a subscription to Storyblocks, none of that stuff. I did have a subscription to Artlist because I love music. So there's one thing I spent money on. But other than that, this thing was built on a budget. And I know it would have probably been a lot easier if you had the right gear, but I don't have the gear. So I just made work with what I had, and I'm gonna share with you how you can too. Basically, when you're filming something on a budget, you have to get good at doing a few things. I would call them like key elements, I guess you would say. The first thing would be lighting. So with me, I didn't have a fancy backdrop, so I had to light my subject from the side and then shut off all my lights and then have my subject far enough away from a background that light didn't spill onto it. And then the little bit of light that did spill onto it, I would just turn down the exposure on the background in post. So the first thing is lighting. Like, lighting is key. A lot of my stuff I lit from the back, I lit from the side. If I was lighting it from the back, sometimes I would have my key light, my Home Depot light lit from the side back, and then I would have my phone light lighting it from the front to kind of illuminate the subject a little bit. But at all costs, I was trying to avoid putting too much light on my background. So that's one of the keys when you're on a budget and you don't have one of those fancy backdrops, is to get good at lighting, which I wouldn't even call this good. I just picked up my light and moved it around to what I thought looked okay, and then I started filming. I didn't also have a softbox either. That would have just made it a little more soft looking. I wouldn't have such hard light beaming down on my product, but I didn't have a softbox. I was just using what I had, so. The second key element that will help you when you're on a budget is your post-production. So this is where the magic happens, basically. This is where the video comes to life, is because all the keyframes you do, when you mask out certain things, your subject, when you mask out things that aren't supposed to be in the frame, you're able to achieve some pretty interesting shots. So a lot of my things, I keyframed movements in, movements out. I masked away my hand. I masked away certain objects that were in the frame. So getting really good in your post-production skills, this will help you a lot when you're on a budget, because you'll learn to kind of cheat things. You'll learn, oh, I guess I don't need to have a green screen. I can mask around a subject. So you start thinking creatively like that. It might take longer. This is obviously a lot more gruesome of a process to sit there and keyframe everything and to mask stuff out, but it's achievable when you're on a budget. When you're on a budget, hey, you gotta work with what you have. The third key is to get creative. When you're on a budget, you do not have time to just be fancy and to just everything at your fingertips. If you want a gimbal, boom, you got a gimbal. No, when you're on a budget, you gotta make work with what you have. So that is using that piece of wood to prop up your subject. That is using a squirter bottle to add some cool water to your shot. That is stacking up some chairs so that you have a tripod, something to hang your light from. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have the jankiest setup right now. I got my key light here, hanging from another light, which is hanging from the ceiling. And then I got my saw, which is holding down my paintbrush roller, and that paintbrush roller has a string attached to it that I'm gonna pull to hopefully make my product spin. And all that really matters is that I get this final shot. I'm gonna mask away the paintbrush and all the stuff in the background, and hopefully I'm gonna be left with the product. And then I got my water to spray on the product as well. But this is the jankiest setup. You have to be creative when you are on a budget because you don't have access to all this cool gear. For all those exercise clips that you see of the guy working out, I did not go and film that. Those were all videos I got off of Pexels. You can download free footage from there, so I don't have a Storyblok subscription. I just pulled some footage from there, so that's where I got the footage from. And what I did with that footage to spice it up a bit, I would either speed ramp it or I would keyframe it so that there was more movement in the shot. That, I guess, would be the third key element when you're shooting on a budget. The beauty of videography is you do not need a pretty setup, you just need a pretty end result. So there you guys go. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it got your brain turning, it got you excited about the possibilities that you can achieve just at home in your basement, just chilling, trying to make some content, trying to make some people smile. So, thanks for watching. See ya on another one. Peace.